fix.
External power all right, Captain?
Yes. Tell the doctor we're ready, please. I want to do a final walk around the aircraft while we're waiting for the doctor.
I am impatient to leave this place. Tell the doctor I require the temporal limiter immediately. Or I shall start to eliminate your passengers.
Captain Stokely says the aircraft is ready.
Good. I just need a few more minutes.
Doctor, hurry up. The master's getting trigger happy out there.
Oh. Well, we better not keep him waiting.
It looks fine, Roger.
There's no guarantee it'll stand up to the takeoff, Brill. No knowing what'll happen going over this ground at 200 knots.
What happens when we get airborne?
That rather depends on the doctor, doesn't it?
Let's hope he knows what he's doing.
Please.
The quantum accelerator. The temporal limiter. Thank you. Should I say au revoir,
Suppose you could end up anywhere in the universe.
Heathrow, actually.
What?
He's virtually running in a new TARDIS. In order to check out the temporal dimensions, he'll need to track back the line of the time contour.
Land up in London with that nucleus on board?
Yes.
But that's disaster.
Quite right. Shall we go on board?
The temporal limiter. Wonder what that was all about. I didn't have a clue what was going on there. What was it? The quantum accelerator and the temporal limiter. It rings a bell. The temporal limiter. Is it from another story? Temporal limiter. Oh. Anyway, I'm sure it'll come back to me. But what was from another story, of course, was the Master's TARDIS. That column was from Castrofalva, wasn't it? This is Time Flight, I think by Peter Grimwade, who I think might also have directed some stories. Of course, we saw Concorde there, which was very exciting. And those three cabin crew, and one of them was the captain, I think. Looked like they were having a lot of fun, didn't they, doing this? Again, I think it's part of this thing of trying to get Tegan back to Heathrow, and they've somehow ended up on another planet by the looks of it. Yeah, this one is a little bit of a little bit hazy for me. Yeah, I thought Anthony Ainley looked incredibly elegant there, didn't he? He just relishes every line. And when he said, "I'm going to eliminate your passengers," says it with such glee, doesn't he? Such fantastic casting. And I liked it when the doctor walked over to the master and sort of ushered the other passengers away, sort of saying, "Oh, go away, please. I need to talk to the master." I thought that was quite funny. Yeah, I can't quite remember the context of that scene, I have to confess, but it's presumably coming to the conclusion. The Seraphim ring a bell. The Seraphim of Seriphas. I think they were those sort of silvery, godlike entities. But again, I can't remember too much detail about them. This was the final story of the season, season 19, and what a season it had been. The introduction of the youngest actor ever to play the Doctor, the death of a companion, the return of the Cybermen. Goodness, I mean, an incredible season, really. All in all, certainly one that would live in the memory for, well, forever. But I don't believe this one has gone down as a out-and-out classic. Can't think why, but there we are. I think I'd need to watch the whole thing again to ascertain exactly perhaps why that is the case. But again, you sometimes find that when stories sort of follow on from an extremely successful and really kind of arresting serial as Earthshock was, the following story can sometimes suffer a little bit, I think, and through no fault of its own sometimes. But I do remember something quite funny about this. I think at the start of the episode, I think the Doctor and his companions were still, mourning the death of Adric, Matthew Waterhouse, who I think had a small cameo in this one, maybe as a ghost. And of course, there was a few tears and wiping of eyes, and then it's oh well, got to get on with the next adventure. But that's how it was, wasn't it? Whereas it's interesting contrasting that with today, isn't it? With sort of how there'd be kind of like probably a whole episode about the loss of a companion and the Doctor maybe wallowing in self-pity. I don't know quite why there was a such change in shift or when it actually happened. Maybe when the turn of the century, we all got a little bit more lovey-dovey, didn't we?